He's also on those calls many times, and as recent, of course, the Minister of Labor has also been on those calls. So we are looking to ensure that Anguilla remains as a destination that is good for investment, whether it be local and or foreign investment. But at the same time, we must ensure that our people, the people of Anguilla, the people who have braved drought and famine and sun and developed an industry that multinational top-level investors and hotel operators want to have Anguilla as their destination of choice. That was not built by anyone else but the Anguillan people, because it was Leon Royden who back in 1980 decided to develop the Marijuana Hotel under the instructions of Sue and Robin Ricketts, who actually gave that property its name, Marijuana Hotel. He developed Anguillan people. He developed a number of Anguillan professionals such as Albert Lake and Shireen Gomes and so many others. He developed them so that they can make a meaningful contribution to that hotel and to Anguilla. It was the consortium that comprised of Dion Friedland and Charles Hickox and Bob and Nancy Bean and Silliman and those people who came right immediately after and developed a property on the behest of Sue and Robin Ricketts again in Mondays Bay Hall, the Cap Juluka, that went on under the leadership of a man by the name of Yusuf Kishar to develop so many Anguillan hospitality professionals. It was these legacy hotels and the people of Anguilla that created the environment and the climate where Anguilla became an attractive place for investment and for big multinationals such as the Belmonts and the Four Seasons and the Viceroys and the Auberge of the world to want to come to Anguilla. So on their backs we stand. So we cannot be ungrateful to the people of Anguilla who have developed these facilities, have developed the environment at which we benefit on today, and just throw them on the sideline because we have no other use for them. Those people must play a meaningful part right now because they still have a lot left to offer, and those people must play a meaningful part in our future development.
You know, and you ordered something big there, because I would have seen over the years, bro, and recently I would have been to Island Harbor, and George Reed, we would have been there, cousin of mine, and I saw the chefs of one of the hotels who came in for the season, and young guys from Europe somewhere, and I said, look at this, an Anguillan chef, a renowned chef, I mean, international acclaimed chef, is here on the beach, relaxing, unemployed, really, basically, playing his trade in the villas. But here it is, these guys are coming from overseas, maybe getting a lot of money, really, and are working while these guys are sitting. The guys with world-class experience.
Albert Lake. Albert Lake is a Somali that have been featured in the Wine Spectator and given all sorts of accolades. George Reed, Dean Connor. There's so many Anguillan hospitality professionals, I'm telling you, that are sitting on the sideline. And why is it that they are sitting on the sideline and can't even receive gainful employment from the properties that they have developed and created the environment?
I'm telling you,
I know on the street sometimes you hear people saying that this Anguilla progressive movement need to relax themselves and give the people all of their work permits and so forth and so on. I hear that often. But that is not what we are about. If we are talking about change and change of direction and ensuring that our people have an opportunity, that could be your son, your brother, and people only seem to empathize and sympathize and have some sort of empathy when it comes to their immediate family. They'll go and bet hard for the immediate family, but when it's somebody who's across the way who they really don't have any consideration for, they don't understand what national development means, and national development must take into consideration our people.
So I asked him Hammer for me, why doesn't he think that local people do not train our own people? I mean, that's a question from a hotelier in Anguilla. Ask it for me, why does he think that local people do not train our own people?
I don't agree with that. Not only the local people not train our people, because every hotel, it is important that they train to the particular standards of that particular hotel. When you decide to work at a Four Seasons, Belmont, or even Cap Juluka and Marijuana in those days, they will have their standard operating procedures. They will have their training. They will train the trainer. I came up in Cap Juluka and Cuisinart, and I can tell you that both of those properties did a lot in terms of training, right? When Yusuf Kishar was the general manager and Dr. Phyllis Fleming Banks was the human resource director of Cap Juluka, they did and invested a lot of money in human resource development in the people who worked at those properties. Not only that, we have the Anguilla Community College here in Anguilla as well. That's a golden opportunity for people to upskill and train themselves. People must take it on themselves as well to develop themselves. We cannot only rely on other people to develop ourselves, but we must also take it upon ourselves to develop ourselves. So even as it relates to the local properties in Anguilla, they will also train up their people to ensure that their people deliver on the type of service that they ask them to deliver on. So I do not subscribe to the notion that we do not train, because I've seen it, from both sides of the divide. I've been in it. I have those particular experiences, and fortunately or unfortunately, the experiences that we have in Anguilla goes beyond whatever particular field we have. You are a farmer, you produce eggs, so you can speak to that. You can speak to the issues, the challenges, and so forth. You worked in construction, you work in public radio, so what I'm saying is that the people of Anguilla are unique in that respect, in that we have so much experiences across the gamut of construction and farming and so forth, and because of that, we have the ability to learn, and so we must seek to ensure that our people have every opportunity at success. And just as if we grant a work permit for a man and his wife to come in to work at a particular property, why is it that we can't grant the opportunity to Anguillians who have the ability, who have the experience, who have the training, in a lot of instances today, who have the tertiary level education to take themselves and to take Anguilla and that particular property forward.
After all, the goal, I'm sure, objective is to ensure that people will benefit the most or the maximum from these opportunities, and that is every country's, I believe, a primary objective. Now, in terms of, I mentioned to you before, I asked about the warmth, the tone of the market industry. We opened November 1, in terms of bookings, what are you hearing?
Oh man, I am surprised, Hammer, that the level of bookings is so. I think that people have pent up demand. I think there's a pent up demand. I think that people want to get away. I think that people want to come to a destination such as Anguilla that is COVID free.
Okay.
And I think that will make us attractive. I mean, just yesterday we met with a villa operator, I won't name, a long-standing villa operator who had tremendous bookings for the month of November. Tremendous bookings. So we did sit down and discuss what the possibilities are and so forth. We have celebrity bookings for the month of October and December, right? Who are coming here for long stay. There's a lot of bookings. Cuisinart have already made it public that they will be opening for business on November 14th. The other hotels have not issued their opening dates yet, but I can say that most, if not all, of the hotels in Anguilla will be open for business before Thanksgiving. So there's a lot of demand, and we're doing the training, we're doing the psycho training, we're doing all of this training and so forth. There's so many people